It's time for advanced time pressure training with Puzzle Rush. So when you see whatever score I make, go ahead and take a shot and play a 5-minute Puzzle Rush yourself. See how close you can get. You will be surprised at how close you don't get. And that's not a brag. This is an explanation of what's going on. I have a lot of training. I'm doing these videos and I'm showing you how I train and how you get good. And you're not going to get close to my number, but that's okay. The further away from whatever my number is compared to whatever number you get is, the more that number is, means the more knowledge and experience I have that I'm showing and teaching to you. It's proof that you're doing the right thing. You want to learn from someone who knows things you don't know so that you can learn them faster. That's the key. So the only question is, are you ready to go and play Puzzle Rush? Can you Puzzle Rush with me? Let's find out. Whoops. Checkmate. That was kind of weak. Checkmate again. 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 That is a bump and score. Bump. Next move was checkmate. This is a ladder checkmate. Queen corner checkmate. Ladder checkmate. Check. Wins a free bishop. Queen f7. Infiltration. Checkmate. Whoops. Ladder checkmate. Unblockable diagonal. No. No. Check. Yes. This is a classic. This is a fianchetto checkmate. The queen on the long diagonal. Ladder checkmate. That wins. A queen with check, or he moves, which he moved, and that was good enough. Knight f5 check does nothing. Just take the knight. Take the rook, stupid. Whatever, dude. Wasn't a real threat. What am I doing here? Looks like queen takes c2. I don't know. It seems kind of wrongish. That's a checkmate threat. That's what I saw. This is a known checkmate. You got to know this checkmate. Check. Rook a8 check. King d7. I have no other checks. Okay, that's fine. I'm winning. My brother, are you high? Doink. Queen takes check. Forget you. Wait a second. I want to go. Wins a knight. Check. Mate. Check. 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 Next move was mate. This is a fence queen. Checkmate. Diagonal fence queen. Cost your rook to block the diagonal. He blocked it. Cost him a rook. G4, king f4, rook to f7. That is a ladder checkmate. Ladder checkmate. Take it. Rook to f5 check. Wins a queen. That does nothing. There you go. This is not a pawn fork. G5 that wins a bishop. This is a Noah's Ark trap. It's a variation of the Noah's Ark trap. The Noah's Ark trap is called the Noah's Ark trap because it's so old. It was around when Noah was in the Ark. That's the joke. Looks like I'm just winning with queen takes free knight, right? Good enough. And what does that do? Loses. That's what. And I'm literally not joking when I say the Noah's Ark trap. that's the joke. That's why it's called the Noah's Ark trap. It has nothing to do with Noah, or a picture of an ark by graphic interpretation or whatever. E5 looks like it's winning. E5, bishop takes knight, pawn takes queen, bishop takes queen, pawn takes G7 is winning. So, donk, take the queen, take the bishop, free. It's a desperado. This is unstoppable checkmate. No, it's not. King E2 does not get it. Rook checks. Rook F1 takes. Oh, yeah. Shepherd square. Shepherd square, he's dead. King to D2 was the shepherd square. I invented that term as well. Watch this. X-ray. Check, you lose. Certainly. Crud. Now, here's the dealio. Let me remove this picture for you. You didn't see that. Yes, you did. This is not, super great by my standards. However, this is a perfect run. Maybe I was off and a little bit slower than normal. Who knows? This is a great lesson. You show up to play at a tournament. You paid money to get in, etc., right? And guess what? Whatever, you might have a feeling that things, aren't perfect. You felt better, whatever. Now you have two choices. You can wuss out and be a wuss, or you can do what every hero you have ever been inspired by has done, and they did the best they could do on that day. Okay? You might be, there's a ton of examples. I'll give you a couple of really famous ones. There's a game by Michael Jordan where he was feeling terrible. And originally he had flu-like symptoms. It was called the flu game. But over time, the best idea is that he had eaten some food that disagreed with him. Food poisoning, could have been a bacteria or whatever. Something was wrong. Now, this is the World Championship Series, the NBA Finals. What did he do? Did he wuss out like a wuss? No. Played the best he could. One of the great games under pressure, actually. So there's an example. In golf, 2008, Tiger Woods is playing the U.S. Open. He has a fractured femur, which is the thigh bone. So it's a hairline fracture, and it causes him pain every time he swings. So, did Tiger Woods wuss out like a wuss? No. He played with a broken leg. You show up at a tournament to play when you're not feeling your greatest. Okay, so what? You got to play the best you can play. I played in a tournament one time, and for like 5 minutes at the very beginning, it never happened before or since. I felt weird. And it was bizarre. And what it was is that what happened was a realization of what had been happening. And this was at the school that my dad taught at. Okay, he ran the chess club at the college. And so I came there, and this, we planned this. He said, well, they play tournaments every whatever, 3 months or 2 months or whatever it was. And it's like, well, you need to come visit us. Okay, that was out of state. Okay, but when you come to visit, we're going to schedule this visit for when there's a tournament, because he wanted to play in a tournament together. And I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. I've done it before. No big deal. Won tournaments like that before. And I'm showing up there. And, let me introduce you to my son. And I shook more hands than Elvis Presley, okay? And I was like, what's going on, And then finally, this is probably half an hour or maybe before the round starts, maybe 45 minutes, whatever. I'm meeting people. Oh, I heard so much about you. I'm like, why? And then it's like I'm going to play the game, and it's like, oh my God. My dad told everybody that I was coming to there. Every chess club member, he told them all my son is going to come and play. And my dad's perspective, I was way better than I was. I mean, I'm good, right? But from his perspective, I'm Bobby Fischer Jr., all right? Like I was some kind of a freak. And so it was like I felt, this inner weirdness, almost like I was sick, but I wasn't sick. And, my fingers were shaking. And I was like, oh, my God, he told all these guys how good I was. And it hit me like right at the start of the first round. It was like, oh, man, dude, I felt awful, but it was all internal psychologically, and I realized, oh, dude, he told them all, and they're expecting me now to play like Bobby Fischer. Okay, it was like super pressure, and I was like, oh, dude. I go, well, just let me calm down here, try and mentally be tough. And it went away after about 5 minutes. I'm playing the moves, but I'm super careful. Don't want to do anything crazy or stupid. So it feels like it lasted 5 minutes, might have been 10, might have been 2, I don't know. But when you're not actually physically timing something, your general view of time can be wildly distorted, short or long, especially when you have, a comparative time going on. It was around 5 minutes ballpark. But I felt bad. But I didn't wuss out. I gained mental composure and played, the tournament like I could play. And to shorten the story, yeah, I won every game and I won the tournament. But it was because my dad told them all how good I was, and that I heard so much about you. And I'm like, it's weird, man. It's just weird. It was like I was Tiger Woods, right? Showing up. And it's different when you're Tiger Woods because, well, you've seen what Tiger Woods has done. But it's like, doing it or having to do it when you haven't been doing that kind of stuff. And it took me off guard because I was, quote, famous indirectly because my dad was bragging about me. Like, oh, dude. It was the toughest tournament I ever played because if I don't win that tournament, he looks like the idiot of the world. That's what it was, is that the realization is that my dad told them how good I was. And if I failed to execute like he promised them, it would have made him look like an idiot. So it was like, oh my God, dude, what did you do? Because that's how my dad was, he was bragging. My brother was a terrific tennis player in college. And he was one of the, top 20 in the state of Texas. In the college, he was a good player. Man, my dad, he was the next, Roger Federer, to put it in a more modern context. So, I knew what he did because he did it to my, not to my brother, but he would talk about my brother as how good he was because he was good. I mean, my brother was really good. All right. That's the thing. He was a really good tennis player. And I watched my dad talk about him, oh man, my son is so good at tennis. And he was really good. And I know he did the same thing to me. But in chess, at the chess club, because all the guys, I must have shook the hands of 20 guys that day. So what you see here, this 34 point, isn't a great score by my standard. I've done many better than that. You've seen them probably yourself. But what you have to look at that is that under the pressure of today, not yesterday and not tomorrow, but today, I played perfect. I only got 34, but I didn't make a mistake. That's the key. Hey, so Puzzle Rush is hard. Good luck beating 34. If you do beat 34, you're not going to beat it perfect. Not anytime soon, let's put it that way. 34 is a beatable score. It's a good score, not great. You'll see here on the little board, the squares, the last one I beat was 1833. That's the rating of the problem. It wasn't that difficult for me. That was, here we go. Yeah, I saw this easy. The X-ray is what got him. Check. He has to go back to defend because I'll checkmate him if he doesn't. King to G8, rook takes check, and I'll checkmate him on G7 or some combination thereof. And if he goes King to H8, rook to F8 is a ladder checkmate. All right. So he comes back and blocks, and then I hit him with the X-ray. So for whatever reason today, I was a little bit slower. You know, problems might have been a little bit harder. I might have been off combination of the two, whatever. But you need to look for the positive. This is really the end result of this entire explanation is you don't know how good you are today until you show up and start doing it. Look for the positive. I played perfect, only got 34. I can live with that. I post this score so you guys can see it and learn this lesson. You're not going to be 40 plus every day. Now Magnus Carlsen is a lot more than 40. You can do 50 plus in 5 minutes. Okay, Hikaru, same way. Those guys are phenomenal. But I'm not them. I'm me. I'm doing the best my business can do. This is a tremendous score. Very positive. You're winning. This is winning chess. Not as good as grandmasters, but that's okay. I'm not a grandmaster. So be positive. Be the best you that you can be today. And whatever happens, happens. If you win, great. If you don't win, well, you played the best you could. As long as you learn why you didn't win, you're still winning. You're just winning smaller. When you win tournaments, you're winning big. Okay? So I played great, but not great by my standards would be 40 plus. Okay? But hey, perfect is perfect. Hard to beat perfect. You know, I didn't play that tournament at my dad's school. I didn't play a super awesome tournament. I didn't make a mistake. That's what it was. I did like this one. I made no mistakes. I thought I played better tournaments in the past as far as the level of moves I was making. But in the tournament, what it boils down to is I won every game without a big struggle. I played perfect in the context. I played good enough to win every game with zero mistakes. You can't argue with that. So do the best you can, and the results will happen, and they'll, you take whatever occurs when it occurs and deal with it. Learn from what you've done to get better. So for myself, not much for me to learn off of this one per se, but that's because I have a lot of experience. If you did this yourself, you would go, dude, that is an awesome game. And it is. That is a great result. If you're, say, 2,000 rated, 34-0 is a darn good score. Zero mistakes. Speaks for itself. So there you go.